If you've been following the markets, you know that lately it feels like something big is brewing beneath the surface. Prices are moving, headlines are getting sharper, and investors are trying to figure out if this is the start of a new golden era or just another setup for turbulence. And today we've got three massive stories that connect the dots on exactly where things might be heading. BlackRock is calling this the best investment environment ever. Binance is dropping numbers that show altcoins and tokenized assets are quietly leading the rally. And Asia is facing a serious crypto security crisis that could change how blockchain protection is handled around the globe. Each of these headlines might look like separate events, but together they're shaping the next chapter of the crypto market. So stick with me, because by the end of this video you'll not only know the facts, but you'll see the patterns behind them. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button right now so you don't miss the insights that could make all the difference in your financial future. Let's start with the giant in the room, BlackRock. When the world's largest asset manager makes a statement about the investment landscape, everyone listens whether they like it or not. And this week, Rick Rieder, BlackRock's chief investment officer of global fixed income, went on record saying we're entering the best investment environment ever. That's a bold statement, and it immediately sparks curiosity. What does he mean by ever? According to him, the combination of falling inflation, stabilizing interest rates, and new opportunities across asset classes is creating a kind of perfect storm for investors. It's the kind of environment where money can be deployed with confidence, risk can be measured with more precision, and returns could be more attractive than we've seen in decades. Now, what's important here is not just the optimism, it's the timing. For months, markets have been living under the shadow of rate hikes and inflation fears, and suddenly a voice this big is suggesting we might be at the turning point. For crypto investors, this is more than just noise in the traditional finance world. BlackRock has already pushed Bitcoin ETFs into the mainstream, and if their leadership sees a broad bullish environment, you can bet that digital assets are part of the playbook. Institutions tend to follow signals from leaders like BlackRock, and that flow of money can dramatically accelerate the adoption curve. My analysis: if the biggest managers in the world are telling clients the water's fine, then we're going to see stronger inflows into both traditional markets and digital assets. But here's the twist. Optimism at this scale can create its own risks. When everyone believes the environment is perfect, bubbles can form quickly. So while the outlook is positive, it's worth asking, are we being set up for a new rally, or are we just inflating the next correction? Now, let's connect this optimism to the actual behavior inside the crypto markets. Binance just released its July report, and the numbers are telling a fascinating story. According to them, the real drivers of last month's crypto gains weren't Bitcoin or Ethereum stealing the spotlight, but rather altcoins, stablecoins, and tokenized stocks. Think about that for a second. Bitcoin might be the king, but the weight of growth is coming from the ecosystem around it. Altcoins are showing resilience and innovation, stablecoins are proving their critical role as bridges in the system, and tokenized assets are blurring the line between traditional finance and decentralized markets. It's as if the market is quietly diversifying itself, preparing for the next stage of evolution. When you see tokenized stocks gaining traction, that's not just a crypto headline, that's a structural shift in how financial products are going to be traded in the future. My take? This is exactly the kind of groundwork that long-term adoption is built on. Retail investors may be chasing price pumps, but under the hood, infrastructure is being laid out in real time. The combination of altcoins driving excitement, stablecoins providing stability, and tokenized assets connecting the dots with Wall Street creates a three-layered foundation that could outlast any single bull run. The transition from BlackRock's optimism to Binance's data is seamless. Institutions may be ready to pour money into markets, and crypto is showing it's not a one-trick pony anymore. This is diversification on steroids. But here's the question. Are investors paying enough attention to these subtle but powerful shifts, or are they still too focused on Bitcoin dominance? And this brings us to the last headline, one that doesn't look bullish on the surface but carries massive implications for the future of the entire industry. The crypto crime wave sweeping across Asia. Reports are warning that blockchain security needs to localize, meaning it must adapt to the unique risks and threats in different regions, or else the attacks will keep escalating. Asia is one of the biggest hubs for crypto adoption, from trading to mining to innovation. But it's also becoming a hotbed for hacks, scams, and organized cybercrime. Think about it. If billions of dollars in value are being stolen or manipulated, trust erodes, adoption slows, and regulators step in with a heavier hand. What makes this issue so complex is that blockchain is supposed to be borderless, yet crime doesn't respect borders either. When you have attacks concentrated in regions like Asia, it doesn't just stay there. The ripple effects are global. My analysis is this. Security is about to become one of the biggest battlegrounds in crypto. Just as exchanges compete for liquidity and protocols compete for adoption, we're going to see a new wave of competition in who can provide the safest infrastructure. If Asia forces the industry to rethink security on a localized level, it might create higher standards worldwide. But here's the catch. Will users actually care enough to demand it? Or will they keep chasing quick profits until another major hack makes headlines? This is where the conversation gets really interesting because security isn't sexy, but it's absolutely vital for the survival of the ecosystem. So let's piece it all together. On one side, you have BlackRock declaring, "We're in the best investment environment in history," sending a signal that institutions are ready to re-engage. On another side, you have Binance data showing that beneath the surface, crypto markets are being pushed forward not just by Bitcoin, but by altcoins, stablecoins, and tokenized assets that represent the next generation of finance. And finally, you have the harsh reality check from Asia. Without strong security, none of this progress can survive. It's optimism, growth, and risk, all happening at the same time. That's what makes today's crypto environment so fascinating. Now, I want to hear from you. Do you believe BlackRock is right that this is the best investment environment ever, or do you think they're just fueling hype? Are altcoins and tokenized assets really the future, or will Bitcoin dominance come roaring back? And when it comes to security, how much does it matter to you as an investor? Would you sacrifice higher yields for safer platforms? Drop your thoughts in the comments because this conversation is only just getting started. And if you want to stay ahead of the curve with daily updates on where crypto is heading, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss what's coming next. See you next time, investor.